Namaste. Today I wanted to share some flowers in the garden bed they look very pretty and they drop seeds in the fall and then become beautiful heads of flowers in late spring. These are called hardy annuals, and they actually like sitting in the cold when they're tiny little seedlings. So just the seeds like sitting in the cold, which is called cold stratification, and then they begin to form into big beautiful heads of flowers and spikes of flowers when the weather warms up. And I want you to kind of introduce them. They're called hardy annuals. What they really do is this head of let's actually Larkspur is a better example. This one is right now blooming. It's just starting to bloom now. It will dry out in the heat of summer, drop seeds, and then we'll have tiny little seedlings in like October and November. Snow can come on them, rainfall, all of the dry weather, it doesn't really matter. And then they will pop back up again. Early March, you will see tiny little seedlings back again. They will clearly show their heads. And then by April and May, they will begin to really get their heights in and form flower heads. So they're called hardy annuals. Cold hardy annuals is what they call, especially if you're living in an area like me, which can tend to get a lot of cold weather. These are one of the best flowers to grow. And I used to have them a lot. A couple of years ago, my front garden was filled with all these things, but now my perennials are taking over, and I do like groupings of flower rather than just like these seeds popping up everywhere. It's just easy to manage, easy to clean, has like a cleaner and nicer look, and I'm kind of like pulling these things back now and allowing other perennials to take over. So let me start with few of my favorites in the garden which are blooming right now. Some of the plants might not look very beautiful only because I picked them up, but then my neighbor stopped by and then I started talking to her, and then so they kind of look a little wilty. I'll actually make sure to put another beautiful picture of this. I picked them this morning. This is called, you know what, this is called, actually, let's actually do that. This beautiful lacy flower is called Orchid. It doesn't seed very much. That means it doesn't go crazy in its seeding, but then you will have plenty of plants coming up. It has a beautiful flower, and I'll make sure to post a better picture of this, not this wilty looking thing, because it has been sitting here in the sun for about an hour, so it became a little dull. And it will begin to form this kind of seed head, and then they will dry, and these seeds will become dry and drop and then form new flower plants for next year. So you really don't have to do anything. You plant them and you kind of forget about them, and if you actually do not want so many seeds, you go ahead and cut these off and then let them. But it is not a heavy seeder like Larkspur or Bachelors Button, but it does have a beautiful display in my garden, and I have it around front border. It gets about, I would say, 20 to 24 inches tall, not more than that, and it's beautiful. It's lacy, and it grows into clusters like with beautiful heads like this forming. So when you pick them in their prime, you have like a nice little clutch of flowers. So it's called Orchid. Beautiful. It has like these lacy greens, which also look pretty. The second one, which has actually taken over my front bed this year, is Larkspur. Larkspur is an amazingly beautiful flower. It comes in blue and then purple. There's also pink. I haven't seen a yellow, but then mostly these colors, they hybridize and actually have like a different shades of them. You really never get like the same color next year. Again, same thing. This head will drop seeds in the fall, form more seedlings and give. And this one gets about 3 to 4 almost 5 feet tall with the flower head, at least 4.5 feet. So it's very, very tall flowers, very sturdy plant, makes for excellent cut flower. Actually, they also make for really good dried flower. So if you cut them and hang them upside down, these flowers will hold color and shape, and you can actually use them as dry flower bouquets in the winter. The third one, which self-seeds readily, is Bachelors Button. It's one of those true blue flowers in the garden, which is very, very pretty, and I absolutely love Bachelors Button. They're cute. They also come in different colors. Like this is the most popular color. There's a pink one. There's this one, and there's also, I think, a darker like a darker deep burgundy, almost black in color. There are many of them. This one is a heavy cedar like Larkspur. They drop too many seeds. You probably don't want many. I tend to pull them out wherever I want them and leave a grouping of flowers where I want them. Easy to pull the plants off when they get about 3 to 4 inches tall. Bachelors Button, same thing. This will dry, drop seeds, and then give you plants next year. This is Nigella. Again, comes in different color. This one, if you see, is like a blue, and this is white again. Same thing. I picked them out like an hour ago, but now they're but it has beautiful, beautiful, beautiful structure to it. This is one of those architectural flowers which you can look at the flowers and admire it for hours together. Like, you know, it has this fern-like leaves, and then even the pollen inside is so beautiful, and it has this ombre effect on the flower, which is so pretty and so dainty. You know, these are all very kind of popular in bridal bouquets and you know, wedding flowers. Just like that, if you were to, you know, have like a little, even if you made like a little flower basket, you know, bracelets, they would be so pretty. So Nigella are onion family, so it's the same seeds as onions, and they give beautiful color. Same thing, drop the seeds in the fall. You can also sprinkle the seeds. The first year you can also sprinkle the seeds in early spring, which is March. And then you will still get flowers, but then once you have them forever in the garden. The third one is an edible one, which is blooming right now, and let me actually pick one because it's harder to see. Oh. And that is chamomile. Chamomile is beautiful. Chamomile is this dainty little flower which we use for making tea. If you had chamomile tea, this is where the flower comes from. Same thing, drop seeds, and then the plants come back again every spring. And the more you harvest these flowers, you just kind of harvest the flowers you snip them right at the, you know, the base of the right at the base of the flower head, and then dry them in a shady place until they become completely dry, and then you can store them in a jar to making tea throughout the season. Fresh ones too, you can just pour hot water and make. Last one in this group is the tall head, which is called Foxglove, and they come in different varieties, and these are what they call biennials. That means they have leaf structure the first year, and the second year they give you flowers. So again, same thing. Once you have these plants, you can never kind of get rid of them. They're kind of there forever. This was like a nice looking plant last year. This year it is producing 5 feet tall plants with number of shoots to the side. The plant will die this year, but then it would have given me so many seedlings because I kind of let few of these, or also let me show you one. So this will form a seed head, so you can remove it, and then if you see inside you will see so many clusters of seeds, and then once it dry they become dark seeds, and then you can collect them and keep them and sprinkle them wherever you want to, or you can just allow the plant to just drop the seeds wherever it is, and they collect your plants and then plant them wherever you want in the garden in the spring. That's what I tend to do. I pull the ones I don't want and then leave a few clumps, and then give it away to people or transport or transform in different part of the garden. And right now there are 2 colors I'm growing. One is this, and the other one is like a peachy color. It's called Dalmatian peach. Some hybrid varieties actually bloom in the first year. That means if you kind of start the seeds indoors in January, they will actually produce and form flowers in April and May. Some actually do not do that. They're biennials, so they actually form the foliage the first year. They don't have any flower heads, and then they will form flowers the next year. Foxglove is one of them. So another flower which blooms beautifully in my garden is this, which is saponaria. I think that's the name. If you can see, they're dainty little flowers, and they form into these beautiful clusters, forming a seed head. Even the seed head is pretty beautiful. They have these ethereal, like a see-through kind of, you know, which kind of like allows the air to flow, and then they look very beautiful in the garden. They grow only about 6 to 7 inches tall, so they're maybe maximum is about, I'll say, 8 inches tall. So they're kind of very close to the ground, so they don't get very tall, and they look very, very beautiful. I have them with chamomile. These also do not self-seed very heavily. For example, every season I might have like 5 or 6 plant in that grouping of the plantings I usually have, which is plenty for me because these drop seeds and again I'll have in the fall and the cycle continues. So again, gorgeous flowers, saponaria is the name. These are all the flowers which are currently growing in my garden, which self-seed very heavily. You have to be a little bit brutal about taking them out if you don't like to. But if you have a large space and you want to occupy that large space with beautiful flowers, which you can cut and bring them inside and give it to your family, give it to your friends, and also just kind of attract pollinators, all of that. This is like such a great way of just having more flowers for a little bit of effort, right? So that is a list, and there are more flowers which I'm not growing because these are my favorite ones which I'm growing. It's worth taking a look as to what are those things which readily seed and give you more flowers. Thank you for watching. My name is Savitra Ender, if you don't know me, and I garden in Zone 7, USA. Maryland is the state. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. More than happy to answer them if I do know the answer. If I don't know the answer, it's a good excuse for me to actually do some research about it. So take care and happy gardening. Thank you.